Welcome to Shoreline Music Monthly. My name is Mark Koshwitz. We've got a great show for you tonight. Tonight's cabinet is kind of a cabinet/community event update. We're going to talk opera, we're going to talk musical theater in general, and we're going to talk Gilbert and Sullivan in particular, with the help from some fine folks from the Connecticut Gilbert&Sullivan Society who stopped in. And it's just in time for them to tell you about their newest production that they'll be putting on in early October. You get all that in just a minute. Also going to pass along some of the particulars of this year's Margaret's Wish fundraiser that has a distinctly Shoreline Music Monthly feel to the musical lineup, so I'm pretty excited about that as well. This month's guest can be found playing all over the Northeast. First time I saw him, of all places, was Madison Farmers Market, and stopped me cold. I was looking at rutabagas and had to stop and say, man, that guy can sing. Very happy to have him here in the studio with me today in Westbrook.
Good to be here.
I've got Mr. Shawn Taylor.
Pleasure to be here.
Good to see you. I'm a bit of a farmers market nerd, I guess. I love when folks play, music there. I mean, it's to me, it's the summer season, all the fresh produce, and you throw in a little live music. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, especially New England. It's very, it's got that quintessential New England
Absolutely.
thing going on.
Absolutely.
Madison one's real nice too.
It is, and I mean, they've got music at the Ivoryton one, Clinton. I think open and close, they've added some music. I like that. I like that addition, and it adds an outlet too. I mean, it's where I actually first got to hear you, which was awesome.
A lot of cool people that way.
So you've got a number of CDs out. So you write a lot. I've got one of them.
Yeah.
What's your approach to writing? Where does that all come from?
It comes from life. It comes from all the music I've listened to. It's just a culmination of characters and sounds, I guess, and snippets of life, really. As far as writing practice, I write in many different ways. Probably my favorite being to strap on the guitar, go for a walk in the woods, and see what comes out.
Nice. I saw on your bio you also write prose.
Yeah.
So does like the words come first in your world, or?
No, well, it can happen either way. Words, music, or it can be at the same time, which usually in the best cases it's at the same time. Excellent.
I like the idea of the walk in the woods.
Yeah, it's always been it's a rhythmic exercise, so it tends well to music, and when you get the blood flowing, it opens up ideas, and it's a good place to go and be unbothered,
Absolutely. I actually learned how to play the harmonica hitchhiking.
Okay.
Because walking in the middle of the night, the rhythm of those steps, it's got a distinctly bluesy kind of beat to it.
It does. I've done my fair share of hitchhiking too, so
so you know all about it.
Yeah.
It's harder to hitchhike with a guitar, though.
Yeah,
but it can, well, at least while playing.
Yeah.
Now I see that you play all over the place. I also see on your list of shows Wandering Roots listed.
Yep.
You want to fill us in a little on what exactly that is?
This is a brand new song. My friends and other folks ask me what kind of music I play. And my folk friends tell me I play blues. My blues friends tell me I play folk. My rock friends tell me get a drummer. My jazz friends tell me it's folk. The rest of my friends just tell me to get a job. But I tell them all I play Wandering Roots music, so here it is. I've got wandering roots, I got wandering shoes. Got $1 in my pocket, I'm not coming home with change. I've got curious ear, I've got a reactive eye, I've got a wandering mind. I've got wandering roots. I've got wandering roots, I got a wandering soul. Souls to show my fortune for it, but the smile on your face just reminds me that you know that the deeper and deeper right down with you. We can watch the grass grow from the seeds of our own roots, and we'll love the whole day through. Roll with it, wherever it will take us. So I'll sit right down with you. We can watch the tide roll in, wash our tangled roots, and the love we plant is true. Roll with it, grow with it, grow with it, grow with it, grow. Wherever it will take us. Take us wherever it will take us, wherever it will take us. They will. You asked me about Wandering Roots, so that's a genre I play, but it's also the band, is what you actually initially asked me about. So it's my sidetrack, which I do all the time. Comes with the Wandering Roots, I guess. But the band is a group of people that have gotten together. It's more of a tribe of musicians, a network of musicians that I play with. I have a couple great rhythm players, Nick Longo and Gary Collins. They both, instead of playing drums, play a cajon or a djembe and make it more of a percussive acoustic thing and give it a different kind of tone and feel. Gary Collins in particular brings in a lot of the world rhythm beats. We like to do some songs in off keys, 5 or 7, or just some strange stuff, and go back and forth between time signatures. We have a couple great guitar players I play with. Jim McKeeman I've played with the longest. He's a great harmony player and probably one of the most original lead players around. He kind of has a Jerry-esque thing going on, but it kind of goes out in outer space and comes back and goes here and there. So nice. It's a good group of players. I have Nick DeFala on bass, electric bass, so it kind of kicks things up and puts a groove to it.
That sounds like something I'm going to have to find my way to.
Yeah, you'll have to check it out.
Sounds like a really good time.
It's fun. Dance with me, 'cause I can't find my balance. Please dance with me. Dance with me. 'Cause I can't find my rhythm. Please dance with me. Down by the river. Sing can't find the key, nor got the words to break it down. Just sing with me. Breathe with me. 'Cause I can't find my center now. Please breathe with me. Down by the river, rolling, dancing, singing on to the sea. In the fog of new mornings, we can breathe. Laugh with me. 'Cause I can't find my faith right now. Please laugh with me. When down from the mountain falls a boulder with a thunder like the river to the sea, till it's worn into a pebble, the softest pebble on the beach. Dream with me. Dream that this is all just some crazy dream. And dance, dance with me. Dance, dance with me. Love, love with me. And dance, dance with me.
All right, usually on the cabinet, we look at lesser-known musical instruments and things of that nature. Trying something a little different tonight. I have in the station with me tonight 3 gentlemen from the Connecticut Gilbert&Sullivan Society, and they put on a show every year of one of Gilbert & Sullivan's operas. John Dreslin, musical director, Mike Reynolds, associate director, and Dave Shancup, who will play Lord Chancellor in this year's production, which we'll get to in just a moment. But the big picture thing, Gilbert & Sullivan, didn't know a lot about them. Would one of you folks maybe give us a little history, a little idea of their importance?
Well, let's start out by saying that these are the 2 gentlemen who pretty much single-handedly invented the whole genre of musical theater.
That would be big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lived in the late 1800s and were active from about the 1870s into the beginning of the 20th century. They did 14 collaborations, one of which has been was lost in a fire, but the other 13 are played regularly by theater groups throughout the English-speaking world, and some a little bit beyond that as well.
It's said that the sun never sets on a Gilbert and Sullivan production because they're going on worldwide and all around. They've had them in Japan, they've had them in Russia, and all over the world.
Recently a production of Pirates on Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw Pirates of Penzance, one of theirs, the Mikado.
Yes. Yep, Mikado.
Names which rang a bell with me. I feel bad I didn't know who had written them. But, typically comedies, lighthearted kind of...
With one
Yes.
exception, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
With one exception. They're all comedies. They're all very, very funny.
Well, hopefully I can catch this one.
I hope so.
Well, we hope you'll be there.
Now, I saw on your website, which that you folks have been since 1980.
About then, yeah. We were just
About that?
discussing 1980, 82, somewhere in the beginning of the 80s. I joined in 1984, so I know they've been around since then.
Could you maybe tell us a little bit about the troupe in general, where you're located, where your shows go out of?
Well, the group's sort of headquartered in the Middletown area. For many years, we performed at the Middletown High School, which is now the Middletown Junior High School. We then moved to the new Middletown High School for a few years, and now we're performing in Deep River at the high school there. We
Valley Regional.
Valley Regional?
Yeah.
We rehearse in Middletown, and we draw people from all over the state, and even some from out of state.
Now, you mentioned people come to sing with you, so is the troupe fluid? Is there yearly auditions?
Yes. We do one production a year in the fall, and we audition in June. We announce it all over the state. We're one of, I would say, 6 or 7 opera companies in Connecticut, and that's it. To do full stage productions with orchestra and everything, so we get
Also, all live music?
Oh yes,
musicians by, like
full
musicians?
orchestra.
So let's get to the important bits now.
Yes.
This year's production.
All right.
So what do we got?
Well, we have something called Iolanthe. It's going to occur at Valley Regional High School in Deep River on Saturday, October 3rd, a matinee at 2 o'clock and an evening at 7:30. And then also the next day, Sunday, October 4th, with a matinee at 2 o'clock. And why don't you tell them some more about the show?
Okay. Well, it's got a lot of fairies in it. They're English fairies who fall in love with the House of Lords.
Oh.
The entire House of Lords, the whole house of the upper house of the English Parliament, they all come in.
Not too many people in love with politicians these days.
Well, sometimes you just have to be a fairy. What can I tell you?
There are a lot of digs about politics in this one.
Right, and
with
both sides, liberal and conservative. Gilbert is very even-handed in his political satire.
The main character in the opera is a fellow by the name of Strephon, who his mother was a fairy and whose father was the Lord Chancellor of England.
Which makes him
25
happy.
years ago.
Yeah.
And he was a product of this union, and as a result, he's half fairy and he's half mortal. He's fairy in the upper half, down to the waist, and he's mortal from the waist down, which causes all sorts of problems in his life.
Now, how about tickets for this event? Is it a walk-up thing? Should people have them in advance?
You can get tickets at the door, but you have a discount if you order in advance. I believe it's a $5 discount. So they can be purchased by phone or by internet.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Seats are general admission.
Yeah.
So the recommendation is
Get there early.
Get there a little bit early so you can, sit in prime location.
Just travel on over to our website, www.ctgandS.org. That's us.
Excellent.
And you can buy them through there.
Yep.
All right, now I was promised that there would be a song involved in this.
There will
Love unrequited robs me of my rest. Love, hopeless love, my ardent soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on me chest and weaves itself into my midnight slumbers. You're lying awake with a dismal headache and repose is tabooed by anxiety. I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire and the bedclothes conspired of usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes, then the sheet slips demurely from under you. The blanketing tickles, you feel like mixed pickles, so terribly sharp is a pricking. And you're hot and you're cross, and you tumble and toss till there's nothing twist you in the ticking. Then the bedclothes will creep to the ground in a heap, and you pick 'em all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns, it politely declines to remain at its usual angle. Will you get some repose in the form of a doze, without eyeballs and head ever aching? But your slumbering teen with such horrible dreams, you very much better be waking. For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a treat, penny ice and cold meat, to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde, and they all came on board at Sloane Square and South Kensington stations. And bound on your journey, you find your attorney, who started that morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized, and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Now you're driving like mad with a singular lad. By the ship's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing round games, and he calls you bad names when you tell him the ties pay the dealer. Well, this you can't stand, so you throw up your hands, and you find you're as cold as an icicle. In your shirt and your socks, the black silk with no clocks, crossing Salisbury Plain on a bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycles too, which they somehow or other invested in. And he's telling the tars or the particulars of a company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices, or goods from golf mixtures to cables, which tickles the sailors by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good spaceman to plot a small tradesman first take off his boots with a boot tree, and his legs will take root, and his fingers will shoot, and they'll blossom and bud like a fruit tree. From the greengrocer tree you get grapes and pea, cauliflower, pineapple, and cranberries, while the pastry cook plant cherry brandies will grant apple buffs and three corners and bambities. The shares at a penny and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring, and just as a few are allotted to you, you awake with a shudder despairing. You're a regular wreck with a crick in your neck, and no wonder you snore, for your head's on the floor, and you've needles and pins from your soles to your shins. Your flesh is a creep, and your left leg's asleep. There's a cramp in your toes, and a fly on your nose, some fluff in your lung, and a feverish tongue, and a thirst is intense, and a general sense that you haven't been sleeping and come over. But the darkness has passed, it's daylight at last. The night has been long, ditto, ditto, my song. And thank goodness they're both of them over.
All right, well, I am back with Shawn Taylor, and being the brave man that he is, he has agreed to try the From the Hip episode, where we'll just hit him hard and fast with some random-ish questions and see what happens. All right. How many states have you hiked in?
16.
And you know that off the top of your head. Nice.
I'm guessing, but I think it's
Okay,
16.
all
Yeah.
right. That's a lot of states.
Yep.
And normally what I ask is how many states you've lived in, but I saw that in your bio you were quite the hiker, so I was just curious. But
Yeah, you know, I know, I think it's 16 because I did the Appalachian Trails 14. And then I've done California and Montana, that's 16.
Excellent. And how many states have you lived in?
2.
One of them being Connecticut.
In Massachusetts. Well, actually, that's not true because I was born in Ohio. I lived in Pennsylvania and Kentucky, but by the time I was 1, I was in Massachusetts.
Okay. So you know the number of states you hiked in off the top of your head, but you had to think about how many.
I did,
excellent priorities.
That's right.
Your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough.
Okay. What other instruments, if any, do you play?
Harmonica and my feet.
Okay. I like that. Do you got like a stomp box or?
For the moment, it's the floor, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking into a stomp box right
All
now.
right.
So
Cannolis, yes or no?
yes,
Oh, man, I'm over. Favorite singer that you don't know personally?
it would change all the time, but I've been
course.
listening to Otis Redding lately. So
All right, it's a solid choice. You can't go wrong with
Sure.
Otis. And X-Men or Avengers?
Avengers.
All right. Well, thanks for playing, and
Sure.
we'll get back to the music now. Thanks.
This is a song about finding time to do the things you love to do and to be with the people you love to be with. It's called Time for Us.
might be time for us. So pour the wine, pull down the shade, spin up some kind of blue. Just a couple things we might discuss. We can lay this whole night together, laugh until the sun come up, greet another day. We can walk this whole world together, be at home anywhere we lay. So when your walls are closing in, baby, and the floor's begun to drop away, we got their smiles and I got yours, you got mine. There'll be brighter days yet to come somewhere. We can lay this whole night together underneath the stars at night on a mountain high. We can walk this whole world together, be at home right where we lie. So pack your things, come on, we're leaving in the morning, baby. We gotta stop our talk and make our getaway. 'Cause life is short, you know it's caught without a warning, baby. You can't just go let it slip away. We can lay this whole night together underneath the stars at night on a mountain high. We can walk this whole world together, be at home right where we lie. It's 3 a.m., the baby's sleeping in the other room. Looks like there might be time for us. So pour the wine, pull down the shades, spin up some kind of blue. Just a couple things we might discuss. We can lay this whole night together, laugh until the sun come up, greet another day. We can walk this whole world together, be at home anywhere we lay. We can lay this whole night together, be at home right where we lay. We can live this whole life together, be at home right where we lay. Be at home anywhere we lay. Be at home right where we lay.
All right, well, thanks once again for watching. Just want to take a minute to just highlight an upcoming event that I was looking at the music lineup, and it made me very happy to see that it is a very Shoreline Music Monthly heavy lineup. It's Margaret's Wish coming up, featuring the Rod and Jack Show, who Rod Washburn, of course, was a guest, and Jack Iolanthe played percussion and harmonica with him. He also was one of the frontmen of Smoke Bubbles, who are also playing. We've got the Dizzy River Acoustic playing a set, who of course have been on. Out of Thin Air, you may not know the name, but Carl Suter is in the band, along with both Chris and Laura Funk, who have both been on. And UHF is playing as well with our friend John Margarelli. So make sure you get out there. We're running out of summer, so there's still outdoor music to be seen. So get out there and see it, and we'll see you next month. Thanks.